our Stephanie Bentley really would like to be at the Iowa State Fair tonight because her heartthrob Toby Keith is playing to the assembled in Iowa. Stephanie, it's great to see the process of an election and the idea of I guess it's a butter cow in the Iowa State Fair. Is this an election is normal? Can we get back to the cadence represented by the Iowa State Fair?
Yeah, there's been this debate. Does Iowa matter as much in this election as it has in previous elections, given the prominence of the national debates and the difficult rules to qualify for those debates, to give those candidates a sort of, a national platform to advance their candidacy. And I think at this point, given that the field is still so large, there's so many candidates, I think the real effect of Iowa is to winnow down the field. But I think at this point, it's still wide open in terms of, it's 6 months out. Any number of those candidates could break out. And we've seen in the past week, for instance, the leader, Joe Biden, make a number of gaffes. So far, that hasn't hurt him in the polls. But, if his candidacy does implode because of some of those gaffes, who do those Biden voters go to back? And so far, we haven't seen that happen.
Stephanie, a combination of things here, but the two key ones is, when does the winnowing start? And why are these people running with 1% and 3% polling results?
They think that they can still break through, that there's enough time out. I mean, I heard Cory Booker over the weekend, who's polling, at 1% to 2%, say that, look at John Kerry in 2004. He was polling way behind, at single digits, and he managed to win the Iowa caucus and clinch the Democratic nomination. And I think there's hope that for some of those candidates that are behind, that they've still got time. Whether or not that's the same this time around, given how Joe Biden has remained quite resilient and his name recognition is so high, and given the fact that these debates are playing such an outsized role, and that the field will naturally be winnowed in September because of the qualifying rules.
Stephanie, what are the policies actually that will win the 2020 elections? Is it immigration? Is it the economy? Is it Medicare? Is it something else?
Well, I think for the Democrats, the real dividing line is over Medicare for all, and where do they stand on that? You've got Warren and Sanders, who are taking sort of a far left position on Medicare for all, outlawing private insurance, versus a more moderate stance like Joe Biden, saying that that's going a step too far. Kamala Harris is trying to sort of plow a middle path on that issue, and she's been accused of flip-flopping. But I do think Medicare for the to clinch the Democratic nomination, I think that will be the central issue. I think there's a lot more agreement on issues like gun control, immigration, amongst all those candidates.
So when do we know whether it's, a centrist or someone that's further left that can go up against Trump?
Well, I think it'll end up winnowing down to a centrist or a more moderate candidate, whether that's Joe Biden, maybe Kamala Harris, if she can break through, and a more left-wing candidate like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. I mean, Elizabeth Warren has run a very good campaign. She's good on the stump, and her poll numbers have reflected that. And she's pulled ahead, and she's now polling, I believe, second in Iowa, ahead of Sanders. She's pulled ahead. So you could see the winnowing down to, the sort of more moderate candidate versus a more left-wing candidate.